How y'all doing? Curtis Davis, Conversations in C minor. This is July 3rd, the day before the 4th. Still madness going on in the United States. Some people want to celebrate it, some people don't. It really, I don't know. It's your own opinion. You do what you want to do, really. Um, but for me, 8 years ago tonight, I was in Virginia Beach and I saw the Beach Boys with Brian Wilson and Mike Love was there, Al Jardine, David Marks, and who was it? That's it. Yeah, that's it. That's all. Dennis is gone, and Carl is gone. But what I want to talk about today is their songwriting. The Beach Boys. I got this box set here, and of course they took what was it? Sweet 16 by Chuck Berry and wrote, the music and wrote Surfing USA on top of it. That's one of the things that people still talk about that and they get ragged for that endlessly. But I mean, but still, they turned around. Brian Wilson turned around and wrote Surfer Girl, and what is that? What is that song? That the warmth of the sun is the harmonies on it. The only harmonies that's better than the Beach Boys to me are the Temptations, and that's saying a lot. The Beatles got great harmonies, but Beach Boys they got it going on. They progressed into the '60s, went on, started having different singles. California Girls, Help Me Rhonda. Don't Worry Baby is one of my favorite ones from the early '60s as well. But that was before California Girls and Help Me Rhonda. They had a lot of stuff going on. Brian Wilson started doing drugs and smoking weed and doing acid and stuff like that. So he kind of got, and he was kind of mental, just a little bit mental anyway. But he was a hell of a producer and songwriter, and had them doing, they had session players. He left the band. He didn't want to play live anymore. He left the band in '64. And then in '65, '66, he just stayed in the studio, you know. But he decided to do not a concept album, but he had heard Rubber Soul by the Beatles, which came out in '65, which everyone was influenced by at that time. You were alive at that time. Even if you weren't alive at that time, you were influenced by it. Of course, you had all the stuff going on, Motown, all the soul music, all the blues and stuff. But, this is in pop rock that I'm talking about right now. Pop rock, at its finest. So, Brian got in the studio, buckled down, and they came out with this one. Pet Sounds. Should know about that. Can you see that? Yeah. Pet Sounds. And came out in '66. And it didn't do too well chart-wise, but artistically, everybody loved it. Paul McCartney was one of the main ones who cried when he first heard it and this and that. I'm sure people that know about production, got into this album at that time. And even if you don't like, it's not hard rock. It's kind of soft rock, but it's poppy. And it's a good album. Started off with what Wouldn't It Be Nice was the first song on the album. And the harmonies on that, man, the singing on that is amazing. I love the vocals on that, and it just makes you hum it. It makes you hum it when you sing it, when you see it, and you listen to it. The next song, You Still Believe in Me. You Still Believe in Me is a good song as well. And it's a little bit slow. That's Not Me is a good song. But one of my favorites on here is Don't Talk, Put Your Head on My Shoulders. I love Brian Wilson's vocals on this. He don't sing like this anymore. But Don't Talk, Put Your Head on My Shoulders is one of the greatest songs ever written. And it gets you in emotions and you're thinking about relationships you've been in or a relationship that you used to be in. You're thinking about that. I'm Waiting for the Day. Great drums on it. Production. Again, he's used the Wrecking Crew on this album as well. The next song is what? instrumental. Let's Go Away for a While is a great song. Um, it just precedes the album along. My least favorite song on the album, I would have to say, is Sloop John B. All the production on it is amazing. Alan Jardine and Brian Jones put it together. It's an okay song, but it's not my favorite. But side two starts off with God Only Knows. Man, Carl Wilson's vocals on it, and the other members, background vocals. But Carl Wilson's lead vocal, it makes this one of them songs that you hear, you at the park, you anywhere, you just listen to it, you get into the words, and you listen to the score. The strings sound great, the piano, everything on it is amazing, man. And Brian Wilson did a hell of a job on that, and one of his greatest productions. And still to this day, in 2020, it's still a great song. After that was I Know, There's an Answer is a great song as well. The vocals on this is amazing as well. The singing, the production. Like I said, if you're a producer, this is an album that you need to hear. If you're in rock, R&B, soul, hip hop, anything, this is an album that you should listen to at least one time. At least once. Here Today is almost like it's almost something off of what is it? Rubber Soul by the Beatles. Almost. I Just Wasn't Made for These Times. It's probably my theme song. I think it is one of my theme songs. I just wasn't made for these times. I wasn't made for these times, man. Oh man, the vocals on that and the lyrics on that is amazing. Top notch vocals and lyrics. The Beach Boys, baby. Brian Wilson. Like I said, I saw them 8 years ago tonight, and so I'm reminiscing on that and thinking about some of their contributions to music. Pet Sounds is another instrumental that just precedes the album alone. It sounds good. It almost sounds like James Bond theme in a way, and it got that feel to it. You got the great guitar, the trebly sound on it. But probably one of my favorite songs ever, and probably my favorite song on this album, is the last song, Caroline No. He's talking about his wife, who he was having problems with at the time. Talking about why she cut her hair, and why she do whatever, this, that. It's an amazing song, great way to end an album. And man, I love it. This is again Pet Sounds, 1966. Brian Wilson, The Beach Boys, baby. That's a great record. After that, they came back out with Smiley Smile, and it was a concept for an album called Smile that he never completed. So he had a nervous breakdown because of that. He didn't feel too well because Pet Sounds didn't do that well on the charts. But again, artistically, it was a hell of an album to have. But to me, the next best album that they did, one of my favorite albums that they ever did, came out in 1970. They had a few. They had another 2020 and 69, and what's the other one? They had Do It Again came out, which was a throwback song, which is a great song. One of my favorite songs as well. But artistically, to me, the other favorite song, favorite album song, favorite album by the Beach Boys is Sunflower. And got songs on here by Dennis Wilson, who was writing at the time. And there we go. Sunflower, 1970. And I'm sure a lot of you people know about Sunflower. A lot of you rockers, my old friends who you rarely ever see on Facebook anymore. They know about Sunflower. But if you like the Beach Boys, get this album if you can. Download it and get it. It's a great album. It has Dennis Wilson on here, Forever on here. Oh man, it's a great album. But Brian Wilson did a good job. And he left his boys with a lot of magic and a lot of power they had. And he wasn't in the studio too much with them, but they came out with this without him. So 1970s Sunflower. Again, I saw them 8 years ago tonight. And man, it sounded so good. The early surf songs were Of course, you used to that stuff and sing along this and that. But then the early '70s stuff they did and Pet Sounds and the harmonies, the vocals, the guitars, everything sounded amazing. But again, thank you, Beach Boys, Curtis Davis, Conversations in C minor, talking about Pet Sounds and Sunflower at that, really. Thank you so much.